So let's go back a little bit. At what point did you transition into the world of salsa?
In New York.
In New York.
It was the old Mills.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the story goes as follows. I was working in the finance industry, no idea how I ended up there. And for 5 years, literally spent 18 hours working, 7 o'clock in the morning, got out at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I was just drained. It's a typical New York thing. You actually don't realize how much you work because everybody's doing it.
Right.
And at night, 10, 11 o'clock, you go out in the street, there's a lot of people there. If you do that in Switzerland, try in Zurich after 6 o'clock to walk to the inner city. There's nothing going on in the city center. They're all home, they're all having their drinks. So New York gives you this little cocoon of working hard. So I was working 5 years, 16, 17-hour days, and I was really tired. And a friend of mine from Germany came over, and we decided, let's go have a drink. And we ended up, it was really by accident at Mills. And you had I call them, it wasn't the one that was the social club, but it was 5 old men playing rumba and just very relaxed Latin music, all kinds of styles, upstairs. And you had this mahogany bar, we were sitting there having a drink, we were feeling good. All of a sudden we hear this sound from the basement. And we go downstairs, and I don't even know who was spinning there, but it was a DJ, there were people dancing, and it was astonishing. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen, because there were people that didn't know each other, and they danced with each other as if they had known each other for 5 years. And it wasn't that obvious to me in the first dance, so I just thought, oh, there are these people that know each other and dance a lot. But then the song ended, they said thanks, turned around, danced with the next person, and it just looked as astonishing and as beautiful as the one before. Now here's what got me into dancing now. 2 beautiful women walk up to us, we have a drink in our hand, they're like, do you want to dance? They actually asked us whether we want to dance. And I had a tear literally in my eyes saying, I wish, I really want to do it, but I can't. So we did what people do in a traffic accident. We went back upstairs, we're like, okay, that's done, I can't look at this anymore. We had another drink and said, let's go back down, let's check it again. So we went back downstairs again, and yet again, a woman comes up and says, do you want to dance? I'm like, oh, I'm done with this. So I left that night and it was at the end of the year, and I had a New Year's resolution. The next year, I am going to brush up on my Spanish, since I lived in Madrid for a while, and I have no excuse, it's New York City. And I'm going to take Latin dance salsa lessons, so that's how I got into it.
So where did you go?
You know, in typical research fashion, I had just bought an apartment in Harlem at the time, on St. Nick and 119th Street, so I was on St. Nicholas Avenue walking around, and I love Harlem. I did research what are good schools and what's in Harlem, Santo Rico. So I ended up going to Santo Rico, and it was a profound experience. You know, I know you interviewed Tomas.
Yes.
He's a very close friend of mine. I really, I'm very glad to have him as a friend. He's a very good person. But when I walked in, of course, Santo Rico has a very special New York barrio feeling. Yes, and you know, you walk around the neighborhood there. It's a very typical, close to the bridge kind of experience, and it was a little intimidating. It was intimidating because I am from Germany. What is this German guy doing in East Harlem trying to learn salsa?
Right.
Why is he here? And it was an interesting experience for a couple of months. I really got to appreciate one thing though. When I walked in there, the first day I walked in there, people were passionate about what they did. Everyone was into it, and there was a sophistication of instruction. So there was something there that for me was not. And here's sort of how did I end up there? It's probably actually there was one stop before. I went to the Copacabana first. I had a coworker,
You walked into the
Copa, and I had a coworker after that night at Nels. I went to a coworker because I knew she knew how to dance, and she said, I have just the person for you. So I went somewhere up to the Bronx and learned from a friend of hers. But of course I learned on one. So I'm going to the Copa and what are they doing? You told me I could go here and dance. I'm walking forwards, they're walking back. They're doing all these weird things. I don't understand. So I was really frustrated because, again, I didn't speak the language.
Right.
It was the on-one language that I had. 3 words, wie geht's, and that's it, auf Wiedersehen. And they were speaking French and Italian. I had no idea what was going on. I was frustrated. I told her she didn't know what she was doing, and I started my research. So I ended up at Santo Rico.